Hi, Group Dentistry Now audience. Welcome to the Chicago Midwinter meeting. Today is February 23rd. It started yesterday on the 22nd, and it was a good news, bad news type start to the day. The good news was the weather was absolutely beautiful. We had great weather, very unexpected for Chicago. The bad news was the AT&T outage, which disrupted a lot of people's lives, especially ours. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, great weather. I think it was low 60s, which is pretty uncommon for Chicago. When we got off the plane, it was a nice surprise. Yeah, I thought my phone was broken, so was ready to head out to the AT&T store to get a new phone, and then realized that it was not just me. It also affected us sending out our e-newsletter. I don't think it was just AT&T. It seemed like the company that we used to send out our newsletter was having issues as well. So that
went out this morning. So apologies for that. I know everyone's used to getting it on Thursdays. So it was sent out early this morning, Friday the 23rd. So look in your email for that.
Absolutely. So let's talk about the event. Again, Chicago Midwinter, traditional dental trade show. What were your feelings on Thursday, which is typically not the busiest day? Today, being Friday, tends to be the busy day. A lot of solo practitioners are off, come to the show floor, get their CE. What about yesterday?
Well, and today is lab day, which is a big draw. So yesterday, I think in the morning especially, was very busy. Then there was a bit of a lull, of course, around lunchtime. And then it did pick up in the afternoon. I thought it was fairly well attended, equal to last year. I think there were about 500-ish booths, and I wrote it down here, 94 were first-time exhibitors.
Yeah,
and
it's a huge percentage.
Here's the big question is, were there DSOs there? And yes, we did have DSOs here. They had booths. I'm going to read the list so that you can make a note. Great Lakes Dental Partners, Aspen, MD Mortensen Dental Partners, Elite Dental Partners, Dental Care Alliance, MB2 Heartland, and My Community Dental Centers. So DSOs were in attendance. However,
I think we got them all there. There might be one or two that we missed. It's a long list, so if we forgot anybody, apologies. But try to get everybody on that list. And those, of course, are groups there that are looking to recruit and or looking for acquisitions. But there are
we did have someone approach us about that.
Right. We did have somebody actually approach us. Was not exhibiting, but approached us for some investment money. So that brings us to the point. There were a lot of DSOs at the event, whether they were having off-site meetings. We talked to a lot of vendors. We had off-site meetings or on-site meetings where they didn't have booths with several. But yeah, I mean, is it a DSO event? No. Are the DSOs there? Yes. Are the DSOs going to just walk up to your booth and engage with you? Probably not. So you have to work with organizations like us to get your message out, let them know that you're going to be there. Peria Protect did a really good job doing that. We'll talk about that in a second. Let's talk about who we met with here, the DSO side of things, which is why everybody is probably watching this. What's going on with the DSOs in Chicago Midwinter?
So it was really nice to see in the Ivoclar booth Dr. David Giuliani from Smile Partners USA, an emerging group to watch. He had a presentation that he was giving to the Ivoclar team on some new clinical products, and so that was really nice to see that, to see a representative from the DSO space there lecturing. We also ran into our good friends at Aero Dental Partners. They're an emerging group to watch winner, Anishka and
Abhishek. Yep, we met them over at one of the booths and had a great opportunity. Actually, we had never met them in person, so it was nice.
It was nice to see them in person.
Nice to see them in person.
If you want to meet them in person, you can come to the DSO Leadership Summit in September, because they will be there in person accepting their award. And we have lots of super fun things planned for interaction between the vendors and our emerging dental groups. So it also gives the vendors an opportunity to understand these emerging dental groups, because I don't know if I mentioned this on our last podcast or our last, whatever we call this, impromptu video, that the emerging groups to watch on our list this year, each one of them is so different from the next one on the list, and that's a first for us, where their differentiators are really significant. So is there anything else we wanted to talk about? So today's Friday. It's the last day. We're headed to the show floor to have. All we do is run from meeting to meeting. We try to not be late for our meetings, but unfortunately we're just running all day, and I'm sure today is going to be no different.
Yep. A couple other groups we met with. We saw Family Dental Care.
Another emerging group to watch in 2021.
Peter Alamus, we had the chance to finally meet up with him.
And that was awesome because we had a nice little conversation, and we're going to be having a new feature, which we're not going to say right now, but our conversation with Peter sparked an idea. So that's going to be
Peter.
Thanks, Peter. And then we
had the
ran
opportunity.
into Clayton
Russell. Yeah, Clayton Russell from Guardian Dentistry Partners, who we saw in Miami last week, and he was just randomly walking down an aisle and had the opportunity to speak with him. He said it was really a last-minute opportunity for him to have some meetings with some of his vendor partners. So the DSOs are here. It's just that they're not necessarily coming up to your booth and maybe they are, but that's probably not the best strategy to just expect them to come by.
So we've had some really amazing meetings. It's so nice to see all our old friends, and then of course we also got the opportunity to make new friends here. Of course, DSOs, groups, and vendors. So
right. We also wanted to mention in a couple of the after parties we'd mentioned Perio Protect earlier. They did some really good marketing ahead of time to draw people to their cocktail.
Where did they do the marketing?
Oh, I don't know. On Group Dentistry now. So, it did help them drive people to their event, and there were DSOs at their cocktail event. And there's a lot of after hours activity.
A lot of solar practitioners.
And a lot of solo practitioners. So they did a great job. They had their cocktail event at the Hyatt Regency on Wacker, which is it's where they do lab day. So you have a lot of the lab activity going on there. Ivoclar did their event there last year, so that's kind of still a really popular place for dentists and lab techs and the industry to hang out. Seemed super busy. One thing we really didn't, I felt that the meeting for a Thursday, which isn't the busiest day, it was really encouragingly busy. I can't say that every vendor felt that way, but I think in general there was optimism. Seemed like there were a lot of people on the floor engaging with vendors, so that's good news. I'm assuming today, Friday, will be even better, which is good, and then so that was good.
I wonder if the weather is playing a part in it.
It could, yeah. You don't have any snow issues here. You can you can see the sun shining behind us here today. It's gonna be another nice day. Any final thoughts about the meeting?
Yeah, it's been very productive for us, and I think that we've seen a lot of activity, healthy activity on the floor. For the most part, there seem to be certain sections of the floor that are better location. Booth placement is everything at a dental show. It's not just where you are in the venue, but it's who you're next to. So there definitely seem to be some good areas there where a lot of activity is happening. So it's been exciting to see. These booths are staffed with people. Some of them are, have 20, 30 staff members there. So they have huge booths, and hopefully we'll hear some good feedback today.
Yep. So we're almost at that 10-minute mark. So we're gonna try and keep it short. So if
you see us, run over and say hi.
Hi, and look for more of these updates on meetings or goings on in the DSO dental industry. Thank you.